Good afternoon, everyone. For today's presentation, we're going to discuss about the PDCA cycle together with Mom Dred and Sir Mark. Okay, so for the PDCA cycle or the plan, do, check, act, or also known as a Deming cycle. So this is a four-step loop that helps you continually improve things for its process, products, or even services by testing, learning, and refining. So what is the key idea of this cycle? Of course, we don't try to get it perfectly in one go. Instead, let's have a small or big changes, see what is work, and build from there. So same with same with the pestle. So this also not a one-time exercise, no? So this may help you for continuous improvement. Okay, so let's have the PDC application. So first one, so we have plan. So we say plan. So this is the one of the phase wherein we're going to identify a problem or even a opportunity for improvement. So we need to develop a plan to address and setting clear the objective, and we need to determine the necessarily action. So when you say do, so this is another phase wherein we're going to implement the plan or the small scale to test if it is effective or not. Okay, so when you say check, so for the check, we're going to evaluate the results of our implementations. So we need to compare the actual outcomes with the expected ones to identify if there is any discrepancy. So when you say ACT, it is a PDCA application phase wherein on the based on our evaluation, so we're going to decide on the next steps. So if the plan is unsuccessful, so we need to standardize the changes. So if it is not, so we need to refine the plan and we're going to repeat its cycle. Okay, so that's all for the PDCA application. So next slide, maybe have Mom Dred and Sir Mark. Thank you.
Good day, classmates. To continue the reporting, um, I'll be discussing about the pros of this strategic planning model. So just like any other strategic planning model, PDCA has its own pros and cons. So again, allow me to discuss the pros of this model. Number one, it promotes continuous improvement. So the cyclical nature of PDCA is designed for ongoing refinements. Hindi siya one-stop solution lang po. Keeps on repeating, kaya nga siya iterative cycle, making it effective for long-term process improvement and innovation. So again, once you have applied it, it doesn't stop there kasi you have to repeat the process again. Second, it's a structured problem solving. So it provides a clear four-step framework for identifying issues. That's one, you identify the issue. Second, you implement the solutions that you have thought of. And then you evaluate the results. And then lastly, you make necessary adjustments based on the results of your study. Third, data-driven decisions. So the check phase or the third part of this cycle emphasizes data collection and analysis, which leads to informed decision based on evidence rather than guesswork. So hindi tayo mamumula dito kung ano yung gagawin natin, kung ano yung i-implement natin, or ano yung solution, because the data is there, because we already did the study, we already did the check phase. The results will tell us what would be our decision. Fourth, PDCA has low-risk testing, so the do phase often involves implementing solutions on a small scale, minimizing the negative impact on existing operations if the solution isn't successful. So what do we mean by this? Usually, low-risk testing means the operations doesn't need to stop. Pwede tuloy-tuloy yung operations. Sa small scale lang natin siya i-testing. So as an example, para mas malinaw po, assuming there's a restaurant who plans to implement a vegan menu. To be able to do this on a small scale basis, they will implement or pilot test this for 1 month. Let's say paper cleaner, nasa someone lang po muna. And then what will they do to track nila yung sales and customer satisfaction under the check phase. And then after they have the data already, saka sila mag-decide, do we make the bigger menu permanent or do we not pursue it? So something like that. Next, PDCA is versatile and adaptable. So the PDCA cycle can be applied to a wide range of problems. Actually, all sorts of industries pwedeng gamitin ang PDCA. It could be under products, it could be under services, pwedeng industries, from manufacturing to project management. Lastly, there is an increase in efficiency by identifying and eliminating waste. The cycle helps to increase the efficiency of various business processes. So dahil nga po, there are 4 parts in the cycle. In every phase, you can actually remove or eliminate the waste already. So you're only left with those that are necessary for you to make the decision. So I'll pass you on to Sir Mark to finish the last part of our report. Thank you.
Good morning once again, everyone. So for today's discussion, I will be continuing the discussion of Ms. Judd, and my topic is all about the limitation of this PDCA cycle. So while PDCA cycle is powerful, it is not a magic bullet. Just like any tool, it has its limitation as well. And if we don't understand this, we risk misusing it. First is time consuming, because PDCA is iterative. It takes time in projects. This can slow things down. So next we have not for urgent problems. So imagine if your guest in your restaurant suddenly poison of your food or product. So it means that you need to act immediately, right? PDCA is for a long-term improvement and not for emergencies. Next, we have requires discipline and buy-in. So what it means, if your organization adopt this PDCA, so it means that everyone must be involved in this system or in this cycle. So, if an employee don't commit or participate, the cycle may collapse. So, PDCA works only when everyone is fully engaged. So, I remember this PDCA, no? Parang ISO accreditation lang din to, in which lahat ng opisina, lahat ng lungga nabubulabog, no? So next, we have planning paralysis. So some organizations spend forever planning and never reach the do stage. Kumbaga, puro na lang plano, and in terms of implementation of what they plan, they have problem on the implementation. So next we have can be inflexible. So in fast changing industry, rigid steps may not apply quickly enough. Next we have human factor. So, resistance to change. Meron tayong mga kasama sa organization that are traditional. Kung ano yung kanilang practices, ano yung kanilang mga pinaniniwalaang efficient and effective para sa kanila, may not adapt or may not participate in this PDCA system or cycle. Or lack of motivation that can sabotage the entire cycle. So, PDCA is powerful for structured long-term improvement, but it is not quick fix. The real skills lies in knowing when to use PDCA, when to apply alternative approaches. Have you ever noticed that the smallest routines in hotel, like cleaning a room or serving breakfast, can make or break the guest experience? So, this is where the PDCA cycle become a powerful tool, ensuring not only consistency, but also continuous improvement. So, like for this example, in room cleanliness, We should first plan. In this planning, try to imagine designing a standardized checklist for room inspection in which our goal is ensuring that every single detail from spotless linens to working amenities is never missed. So next we have the do stage in which we test it out instead of rolling it everywhere at once. We need to pilot, and after proving that this what we plan are efficient and effective, then this minimize risk while giving us real time insight. So next we have to check, of course. We measure, we don't just assume that it is working. We look at the data, of course, guest satisfaction survey, supervisor feedback, or even the complaint logs. So next we have the act. So finally, we act, we apply that one in system-wide. If the pilot is successful, we expand it throughout the property. If there is a gap, we adjust. This way, the process continuously evolve with the guest expectation. But PDCA isn't just a theory. It works in real life, and let me share you about a good example or a remarkable example of this PDCA in which applied of one hotel here in Philippines. For the background of this example, this happens in Swiss Hotel Clark, Pampanga. And the main concern why they apply this PDCA is they want to solve the food waste problem, and they need to have this food waste reduction system. So, in 2023, Swiss Clark in Pampanga faced challenges of having an excessive food waste, especially in their buffet operation. So they partnered with Windows Solution and used PDCA to solve the problem. So what the first thing they do is, of course, they plan. So the food and beverage team pinpointed the breakfast buffet as the biggest problem. They set a clear goal of reducing waste and improving efficiency using AI-powered food tracking. After planning, they immediately proceed on the do stage. They piloted the system introduced by Know, and the staff learned how to monitor overproduced food and adjust portion sizes. So after, they checked the result, of course. So the result, food waste dropped in an incredibly 67%. That about 100 kilograms less food waste every single week, which is equivalent to cutting 16 tons of CO2 emission per year. So for the action, since they were able to pilot the system and to check the result, what the company's action is, the Swiss hotel scaled it up across the property. Staff receive ongoing training, and waste reduction become a permanent part of their sustainability culture. So as a result, they save operational costs and boosted their sustainability reputation, which resonates with eco-conscious travelers. So whether it is a simple room cleaning checklist or an AI-powered solution in kitchen operation, PDCA ensured continuous improvement. It's not just about processes, it's about enhancing guest experience, saving resources, and building stronger reputation. And that's all of my report, and I hope you learned from this topic. Thank you and get